Hello and welcome to Professor Pincushion. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at the Butterick Lookbook to show you how to read and understand it so that you can pick out some really great patterns. You should be able to find this catalog at any retailer that sells Butterick patterns. Butterick offers a variety of styles of women's garments and also include patterns for men, children, babies, crafts, and home decorating. They include designs by Catherine Tilton and carry plus-size patterns designed by Connie Crawford. I love their selection of vintage pattern reprints and vintage-inspired designs from Patterns by Gertie. If you're looking for historical costumes, check out their line of Making History. When you look at this book, make sure that you're looking at the most recent copy. You can tell by looking under their name, they're going to give the season and the year. Usually most of the things you're going to see in this catalog are available as a pattern. For example, if you like this dress that you're seeing on the front cover, you can find the pattern number down here at the corner. When you open up your catalog, you're going to see something that looks like this. So we have a couple of different images, and then here on the right-hand side, you're going to see a color-coded breakdown of all the categories. So they've taken all their patterns in their collection and they've put it in a specific category. It makes it a lot easier to be able to locate certain things if that's what you're looking for. So some of the categories are evening and prom, bridal, tops, skirt, pants, sportswear, sleepwear, maternity, and etc. They have quite a few here. Now I just want to point out, for maternity, it's more for early pregnancy or right after you've given birth, so sort of in that transition period. If you're looking for something specific, let's say I'm looking for a top. I can note that it's orange, and then if I was to lift this up to look at the side of the pages, you can see the side of the pages are orange right here. And I can go directly to that and just look at the top. So it makes it really easy to do that. Now, if you're looking for their newest patterns that they've added to their collection, you're going to look at the first few pages they have before the first category of dresses. And you'll see all the brand new patterns that they've just added. Now, if you see something that you like, let's say we really like this dress right here, you can find more information about the pattern number and the page that more information is located on. Going through the catalog, you're going to see individual product pages. Now each page is usually covering one pattern. And if you look, you'll see right here, Butterick, and then the pattern number. So B is for Butterick, and then it's 5898. Each pattern comes in an envelope and it has its own unique number. Here's an example of one of my patterns. And you can see the number right here. So this number goes with this particular pattern. This is a pattern and this is a pattern too. You can see there's a different number right here. Now usually they have some images so you can see how it's going to look either on a real person or in a drawing. And you can see we actually have two different versions of the dress, and these are called views. So we have view A right here, and this has the sleeves and it looks like a collar. And then view B is pretty similar. It's a wrap dress, but there's no sleeves and there's no collar here. You can usually find a description of the pattern, and you can see we have it at the top. So here we have it in English and in French. So this one is a wrap dress, and then underneath they have fabric suggestions. And fabric suggestions are very important because it's what they suggest you use in the creation of this pattern. So for this one, it's lightweight to medium knits or woven fabric. So it's pretty open. You can use a lot of different fabrics for this pattern, and then they give you a couple of different examples right here. Now you don't have to use one of these specific things, but if you're using something similar, then it's probably okay. If we look at the bottom of the product page, we can actually get more information on this particular pattern. So we have the pattern number again. It's just a closer look here. You have the retail pricing here, and I really like these line drawings because from this I can get a better idea on what this garment is going to involve and the differences between the views. So definitely from view A, I can see this collar, extra collar, and it has the sleeves, while view B does not. And you can see the front and back of the view. Now if we go back over here, this is very important because this is the sewing rating. If you look at the sewing rating in the back of this book, you can see a description on the different ways that they rate patterns. So this is the difficulty level of a pattern. It goes from very easy, easy, average to advanced. You can read the description, and then from that you can decide if it's something that's within your skill level. So if you're a beginner, you probably want to look for patterns that are very easy and easy. just until you get comfortable with sewing. Underneath that, now we're dealing with sizes. So they have Miss in parentheses, extra small to extra large, and women, the sizes in parentheses are extra, extra large to 6X. What this is telling us is the different sizes that come for this pattern. So you're going to have two different envelopes usually. You're going to have one envelope that may have extra small to extra large, and then another envelope is going to carry extra, extra large to 6X. So when you pick up the envelope, you're definitely going to want to look in the front to make sure that your size is going to be included in the envelope so you don't accidentally pick up the wrong one that's not going to have your size. Underneath that, they're going to give us an estimation on how much fabric you possibly would need in order to complete this project. So they're just giving you a range here. There's no specifics. You'll definitely have to consult the pattern envelope to find out exactly how much fabric you're going to need and also other things you're going to need like notions. So for dress A and B, it's basically the same thing. It's going to be roughly 3 1/8 to 5 1/4 yards. Underneath this is something that's kind of unique. So for the Connie Crawford custom size chart, because she's using sort of the ready-to-wear sizing and matching them with the pattern sizing. So if you look at your retail sizing, if you normally, when you buy clothes, you wear a size 14, she's predicting that you're actually going to wear a size large in this pattern, because you'll see up here, they don't have numbers, they only have the size letters. So if I'm doing a large, I would pick up this envelope. And you can also make sure by taking your measurements and then comparing them to the different categories here. So for bust, you can take your bust measurement and see if you're actually fitting in the large category here. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example, and you'll see that once you start to understand how these work, it's very easy to look at any product page and figure out the information that's being put there. So what we have here is the pattern number, you have the retail pricing, these line drawings, and you can clearly see the difference in the different views. So we have A, B, and C. This says A, B because it's a sash that they use as a belt for dress A and dress B. So dress A is short, dress B and C is long, and dress C has the sleeves. We can go over here and you can see a brief description, and also they have the fabric suggestions. So it's designed for soft, lightweight woven fabrics, and then they give you a couple of examples. Below here we have the French translation. Underneath our title here, you're going to see the sewing rating. So this pattern is an average rating. So if you're looking for easy, you're not going to want to do this pattern. But if you're feeling comfortable sewing, go ahead and give this one a try. Underneath we have the sizes. So now they're listing the two pattern envelopes. One envelope will have sizes 6 through 14 and one will have 14 through 22. So this is different than the last pattern because this one they actually have numbers, but these numbers are not the same as your retail sizing or your ready-to-wear clothing. So if you wear a size 10, doesn't mean you're necessarily going to be the size 10 in the patterns, but we'll talk more about that when we go over the measurement chart. Then again, they're going to give you a yardage estimate. So they're telling you roughly how much fabric you may need to make one of these dresses. So if you do dress A for 45-inch fabric, you're going to need between 2 and 3 yards. But again, you're going to want to have to consult the pattern to get an exact yardage and also for your notions. The thing I like about this particular pattern is you'll see up here, we actually have separate pattern pieces depending on what your bra cup size is. So there'll be a separate bodice pattern if you're a C cup as opposed to a D or an A and B. So it's a little bit more custom fitted and hopefully mean that you have a better fitting dress. There are other charts that you can reference in the back of the pattern catalog. For instance, we have this ease chart. Now the ease chart is going to give you a general idea on how much ease or added inches are added to a pattern. For instance, if you're looking at the description and it says fitted or loose fitting or very loose fitting, you can see the different examples here. You can look down here, let's say fitted, and see about how many extra inches they're adding to the bust line area. So it just gives you a general idea on how something is going to fit. If you're unsure of what size you're going to wear in a commercial pattern, you can definitely find this at the back of the pattern catalog as well. So this is going to help you choose your correct size because remember, your retail size is not the same as your pattern size. So in this demonstration right here, they're showing you what measurements you need to take and how to take accurate measurements. If you still have some uncertainty, you can watch our tutorial on how to take your body measurements. Once you have your body measurements, you can then consult the body measurement charts. And for Butterick, they have them for misses, women, men, boys, girls, toddlers, and babies. We're just going to show you an example in the misses right now. And you can see this chart, they have them listed in inches and centimeters, and each column is broken up into an area of your body. So we have the hip, waist, chest, and so on. You're going to see the sizes listed over here. So everything in this row is going to relate to the size 4. If, for example, I want to make a skirt, I'm going to take my hip circumference from my body, and I can go ahead, look in this hip column till I find it. Let's say it's 36 inches. I'm going to go down the row, and then I'm going to find out that I'm going to be a size 12. So once you nail down your size, it'll make it a lot easier, and then you can go ahead, go through the Butterick catalog and find all the patterns that you want to make. Make sure to check out our other videos and visit ProfessorPincushion.com to view our complete library with well over 150 sewing video tutorials. New tutorials are released regularly, so make sure to subscribe to be notified of the next release. Thanks for watching!